Hello, friends. Welcome once again to yet another episode of Pause Talk. And today we have a special guest joining from Cairo, Egypt, Shaimaa Ashry. Welcome, Shaimaa.
Hi, Monica. It's my pleasure.
So wonderful to be having you here. So, Shaimaa is a business psychologist. She is also operations trainer and consultant. And now I will request Shaimaa to introduce herself. Yes, Shaimaa.
First of all, it's really a pleasure to be here with you today. First of all, I'm really I'm grateful for being here, and I think it's a surprise for you, Monica, that I always click on a very deep level with Indian people. So I'm not really surprised to be on this podcast with an Indian lady.
So nice.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, we have a lot of common. I always say that. If I'm gonna introduce myself in a nutshell. I am an Egyptian lady, mother of a 14 years old boy. I started my career in management when I was 21 years old, and I kept working in management for like 17 years now, specifically in operation management. In 2015, I decided to have more focus in business psychology, and it resonated with me, the work-life balance and the quality of life. So I started diving more into workplace happiness and bringing more awareness to people. And along the way, I scratched the surface of, sustainability, having some creative work, and yeah, that's me. Here I am with you guys.
Awesome, Shaimaa. Awesome. You are touching so many lives with your beautiful heart, and I really congratulate you on that. So I will now ask Shaimaa that how did your professional, as you said, at the age of 21, you started off with your journey in professional life. So can we hear a little more about how you started and what all you did?
So basically, it will have a little bit of like small pauses in my life, but I wasn't really aware that was a pause. So as like anyone in like our, I don't know, how do I call it? Like, is it like Eastern world? I don't know. So I went to college, I graduated. There is no really like clear vision of what I want to be. But all I know is that I'm going to be somewhere in the management, and I don't want to be killing myself with work. Like, this is what I knew. I come from a background where my mom is a very hard worker. She has like, she's a doctor, and she works in a prestigious with like a big ranks in the country. And my sister is like that as well. She's 16 years older than me. So then I knew that I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to be killing myself with work every day. So that was, I think, the first pause that I had. Yeah. That fine, I will work in management. I don't know what is it, but I know that I'm not gonna be like a workaholic person. So then I graduated, and I worked in a petroleum sector, which is another niche sector as well. I stayed there for 2 years, and there was completely lack of creativity because it's like solid governmental institution. And then I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I just looked for anything that will let my creativity, take place.
Yeah.
I worked in an education sector, an international baccalaureate American school. And here I started to develop. I stayed there for 5 years. And from here, I worked in the education sector, then telecommunications, then again, education back, and then tourism. And all my focus was in management. So more or less it's all management, but it's the core is operation management in different sectors.
Wonderful, so wonderful. So you are a leader. All of that I can understand, because managing is what the leaders do. No, they are real leaders. You are a leader in whole and whole. And you didn't want to be
Yes,
like your mom and your sister because they were just slogging. And you didn't want to follow their path. And that's
I
okay.
wanted to pause.
Yeah, that is what I really appreciate, because as children they really look up to their parents, and parents also expect that the children should follow our path. But then if we are able to give that kind of a freedom to the child to choose, so this one thing you can really have gratitude for your mother or your parents, that they let you choose. Then they didn't want you to just follow their path, they let you choose. So that
True.
gratitude we can have for the parents.
I do. I am so lucky.
So I could hear the pause again, that you, this was a kind of a pause, you, because you were able to reflect why you don't want to follow your parents. That why was there with you, and because of work pressure you felt your mother was facing, you didn't want that kind of a pressure, and you reflected, and then you were able to decide for your own life path. So, what are
Yes.
any other different pauses which you had, which was really impactful and which changed the course of your life? Please share such kind of a pause. And was it self-imposed, or it was forced on you because of some circumstances?
Yes, so for sure, like I always tell people, you will always have change. So either you prepare yourself and start doing it, or it will just hit you in the face. So
Mm.
and I believe in our life, it's always a combination of both. Like some things you will work on, and other things it will come out of like your calculations, because there's a divine, like power that you will never control, and it's there to teach you something. So either we learn it, or we will keep like moving in circles till we learn the lesson. So yeah, part of my pauses was self imposed, but I would say it's the little ones, controlling the decisions that I want to take regarding little things. Now I see it little things. And there was like a big fat pauses that happened. It was like it's the crack that all of us happened, a lot of us face, I mean. And the first one was in 2012, when after 5 years of my marriage, and I just realized that I'm in a completely wrong place. And that was like being divorced wasn't really on my list. Like it's nothing that I will ever think of. But then it was so big that I had to come up with another solution, which I didn't know. Like it's either you will get divorced or you will die. Like nothing's gonna happen, And here that was a very big transformation, because the only answer was, okay, are you gonna take a decision, or you will wait till you die, because things need to change, And then here I had like a very big, deep moment of, okay, if you believe in God, do you think he will be happy getting you here, and the only thing you're thinking of is just leaving where you came to, like to change or be a part of? And I was like, of course not. So that was like, okay, so you have God and you have human. Which one are you gonna
Listen to, yeah.
Listen to? Exactly. And here was the change, because after you take like those big decisions, like the true colors of people like rises and show.
Yeah.
And here you lose a lot of friends, you lose a lot of family members, you gain a lot of honest people. You see other part of your family being supportive or being judgmental. And here was like a big shift, because for me it was like I've been doing what everyone wanted in my life, and I've been following all your footsteps. Okay, I did take a little bit of decision, but still I was following your approval. Like we all agreed on that. But when I decided something on my own as like a grown-up person, like I find all of these objections, And here was like a forced pause, like, okay, what are we going to do now? And here I had to like think deeply in my career, think deeply on my mental health that was like completely like damaged, and put myself together again. And it was a very harsh journey of like maybe 2 years, like trying to get out of depression, get myself together. And I think like, but it was like this day, it was like a colorful day, but it was very hard to walk through it. And since then, I guess like I see the pauses more clearly, and I started to like change on a mindful way more, and connect with myself more, and see what am I doing for myself and what am I doing for others. And of course you fall into a little bit of like anger along the way. But the point is you don't have to stuck there for a long time, because anger will make your whole life toxic. So so I was lucky to get through this like anger phase like quickly. It wasn't really long. So that was like a big pause, and that took me to the mental health in the workplace, because a lot of like I would say Egyptian women, like most of them are like working moms, and like we don't have even like, I think the payment for men is equal like women. I don't think we have a problem with that in the workplace. Maybe the judging and the labeling, yes, we do have a little bit of that, or actually we do have that. But I was focusing so much in the mental health in the workplace, because this is where I spend most of my day. Like I was spending at least 10 hours. So I need to go home in a good state, feeling empowered, feeling that I achieved something at work, feeling that I am energized, and I do have more couple of hours to do something, and then go back to sleep and do sports and connect with the people I love. So I guess from here in 2015, I pursued in South Wales University Masters in Business Psychology, and I found myself like diving more into like the workplace wellness and the leadership styles and how to be a good leader. And
amazing how we can change the poison of our life into a medicine. This is the true example of that. All the pain that you had, that pain you have changed and transformed into helping people who would have actually been through those all things, and probably not, if not the same thing, probably they were having some pain of some sort, and you help them to resolve that, because that starts to affect your mental health, and which is the new virus. We all know that mental health is the new virus which is plaguing everybody around us. And it is so natural. People bring themselves to be so normal, and we even don't know what is happening in their mind.
True.
So thank you so much for doing that. And I really appreciate that, in spite of you being intrinsically not very happy at that moment, but you were able to bring happiness to people around you. So that's really, really commendable, Shaimaa. I really appreciate for doing that. So as you have just explained that you went into business psychology because you wanted to go into little more depth into what is all this psychology about. And a leader's mental health is most important, because he is the person or she is the person who is going to lead so many people, the team members. And if that person, the leader, is not of sound mental health, then he or she cannot be taking the right decisions, not being able to take people with them, and probably also sometimes hurt people around them. So it is so important for a leader to be in that good mental state of health. So that is what you were able to bring out from your pause. That is what I can see, that you were able to transform yourself into kind of a business psychologist who was helping people. which is a beautiful place to be. Work-life balance was maintained. So post the pause today, what all you are doing, because when I was looking at your LinkedIn profile, I found also about a Netflix documentary where you were part of. Please share
Yes.
something about that also, and what is all that you're doing post the pause.
Okay, so yeah, I think from my personality, I do fall with the people that are not like really, how do I say it? I don't want to say normal people, but I was always different. So I always saw management as a skill. So if you are, I won't say if you are a good manager, because I don't know if I'm a good manager or not at the end of the day, but at least if you love management, you can manage a kitchen, you can manage a movie, you can manage, like a diving center. If you are in management, they just, give you the ingredients and then you play with it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like working in the production of like documentaries is just another form of management. You manage interviews, you manage people, you manage director, you manage how the creative people want to see the picture. So basically what I love about like the psychology approach is there's no black and white. So I really face a problem that people don't know what exactly am I doing, but I keep telling them, guys, if you are a good cook, you will just cook with whatever ingredients. But you don't have to say I am an Asian chef, Okay, some people, they do specialize like this, and this is like really awesome. But some people, they just want to be creative. Today they want to go Asian, tomorrow they want to go Indian, So I'm one of those chefs. Like, okay, I would like to work in like media production if I can. Sometimes I work in management, in events. Sometimes I worked as well in sustainability. So without jumping into the points, working in the documentary, it was like by chance. I was taking in the COVID year off, and that's another like long story. We don't have like time for it. I went volunteering in Kenya in a shelter for sexual harassment in Kenya, and I stayed there for a month. So I was taking like a time off in COVID after I came from the trip, and I met someone, and they were working on a documentary for free diving, and they just wanted someone to manage that in Sinai. It's a coastal area, and I was staying there at that moment. So it happened that I was working in management, the locations, dealing with all like the scheduling and scouting, and connecting people together, and managing like the transportation for shooting. And then 2 years later, it was a Netflix documentary. Like, I didn't know it was going to be that good.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then, a couple of years later, I'm talking with TV5, which another like international satellite. And here I was their local producer. So basically I was doing all the, like, they call it production. I call it management. It's management at the end of the day, So for me, it's like any form of management. I'll ask the right questions and get the right objectives, and then you just put your diving suit and dive.
Absolutely, put it all together, and that is how the meal comes through, and that is how your production is coming through.
Yes.
Amazing. And what I'm saying is, you are managing everything around you, but how you are managing yourself, that is the beauty. Because first thing is that you are managing your own self. Before managing others, before managing the team, and before managing everything around us, first we start to manage our own selves.
Absolutely.
And that is what you have done beautifully. And that empowered you to manage the whole people around you, and bring out things in them. And you start to empower people around you. That is how.
So honestly, here, like, I want to bring like something very serious. I never stopped going to my psychologist. Like, I never stop. I always work on developing myself. In the beginning, of course, I used to go like often. So either, you know, like a coach or psychologist, or whatever approach is like is good for you. Until now, even when I like have those moments of, am I doing the right thing? Like, we all have self-doubts moments, you know. And I come like creative people and sensitive people, which I see like a lot of Indians are like that. They're like super creative people. We, a lot of times, if we're not having like the energy that we feel and the right people that we're surrounding us with, we fall a lot in this question of, you know, am I being in the right track? Am I being a true person, you know? So from, you know, from the problems that happened to my life till now, where like I thank God for that. I'm in a much better place, but I don't stop working on myself. Whenever I have a problem, I always go and talk to my therapist and, you know, see if she has a point of view in that. So yeah, to work with people, it starts within.
Yes, absolutely. So other day I also had on the World Peace Day, I was able to have a kind of workshop, and it was called Pause for Peace. So that workshop we were discussing about inner peace first, that unless we are having peace inside, we cannot talk about world peace. You have to be peaceful inside before you want people to be peaceful outside. So very well said that we keep on working on our own self. We keep managing our own self. And now I go ahead also. I don't say manage. I said we have to lead. Because when we are managers, we just manage. But when we are a leader, we need to lead. So we lead. So as a mind is a leader for the whole body, so we start to lead ourselves. And when we lead our own selves, we are good enough to lead people around us.
Yeah, true.
So, because a leader inspires. A manager can only manage to certain things. But as you become a leader, you start to inspire people around you. And I see that inspiration in you, Shaimaa. So you are a leader. You are no longer a manager.
Yeah. Well, I started with a manager, though, that, you know, doing things that people don't like, but, you know, I'm getting there.
Yeah. So now you can write here that you are the leader, operations leader.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yes, amazing. So, Shaimaa, what is your one liner, one kind of a, you can say motto, or how you want to give a message to the audience there?
So yeah, so there's a lot of messages for sure. But like the biggest message, maybe it would be like, we're coming here for a cause or for a reason. So keep searching for that reason and keep working on yourself first to be able to like inspire others, because others will never be inspired if they don't feel that it's coming from your truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, change come within and then everything follows.
Amazing. Absolutely right. So we have to first bring out the change in ourselves, and only then we can help people around change. Or I don't even say change, they can just transform. They don't have to change from somebody else.
Yeah.
They don't have to become somebody else. They just have a little transformation, a little growth from probably a 2.0 version. That is what we can all become. We are all in work in progress, and we have to keep progressing on our work. Yeah. So thank you so much, Shaimaa. And I will call all the ladies out there who have been listening to this talk now, and maybe listening whenever we are going to post this. If you are also in any kind of pause, you have faced any pause, come out and share with somebody. If this is inspiring you, you can be the next guest who can inspire so many others. So you can DM me, you can personally call me, and you can just message me, and I will contact you, and you can be here, a new guest who will be again inspiring so many other women. So thank you, Shaimaa. It was really wonderful having you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Monica.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Namaste.
much.